the conservatives are screaming that what is this? So
what is the ideal age?
There is no ideal age. What there is an ideal situation.
Yeah.
So you need to assess your situation.
What is the ideal age to get married?
And check if you are indeed ready.
You know, and I'm sure listeners who have followed me know my position on marriage counselors and motivational speakers. You cannot deflate your situation on everybody. The fact that you married at 40 doesn't mean that that's the ideal age for marriage, right? Good. The fact that you married when you had 2 houses doesn't mean that everybody should get 2 houses before they marry.
So it's subjective and it's relative.
The person, what Nanama McBrand did was to deflect her experience onto you. That's it. Your experience will never be the same as hers.
Is that so?
There's a reason your partner has a unique name.
That's the point.
There's a reason we all don't refer to our partners by the name you call yours. There's a reason they are all different in their own way.
Motivational speakers, whatever, pep talkers, marriage counselors. Yes, if you are in a marriage and there's a need for some issues to be addressed, of course, you are allowed to avail yourself to those people if need be. But you are the best counselor for yourself. You are the best motivational speaker for yourself. That's how I've lived.
You are the best counselor for yourself and the best motivational speaker.
You know what's wrong with you. You know what you are doing wrong. You know how you are hurting your partner.
Sometimes you need someone.
Oh, my brother.
You
need somebody to validate your own diagnosis of yourself.
And everybody is free to offer advice as to when they think that people. But that is fine. My only. Oh, I should leave it.
No, okay, leave it.
Why are you leaving it? Don't leave it. Say it.
Before you come, just imagine Gifty Auntie or Henry also coming to tell you that yes, the best period to get married is after 40 as a woman, because Nana Magban says 35, right? Because Gifty Auntie also go married.
But there's even a caveat, but you can have children. You can have children.
that is where but now that you've brought it in,
you can have children. That's the caveat she put in. You can have children, but
okay, so I understand the angles he's coming from.
Because as a woman by 35 going your biological clock in terms of childbearing, I mean that's biology, basic biology. You know, it becomes increasingly difficult the older you get for you to have children, right? Because you are getting closer to menopause. And people who even give birth in their late 30s are more prone to having, complications, than those who are in their 20s. That's biology, right?
That's okay.
So,
but I understand where she's coming from. That the fact that she says she should marry at 35 doesn't mean that if you have your own issues of insecurity, the fact that you don't have children, the older you become, the more difficult and complicated it becomes for you to conceive as a woman. All those concerns will be raised because she mentioned that the best age is pegged at 35.
But she said you can have children.
Biology will tell you that you are most fertile from 18 to 30. The rest is inshallah and vibes, right? so then you can then give birth out of wedlock, right? You can defy your own religious beliefs, right? Yes, that's for the world people. Let me put it as a form. Yeah, so that advice will be for the world people.
And I like Bola's line of questioning. Bringing in the fact that Christians ought to abide by certain principles, blah, 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 blah. And it comes up all the time. And look, for example, sometimes people tell you that, but this is logical. A man should do this, a woman should do this. When you are married, there are so many forms of marriage under our law. You can go the Islamic way. And me that I'm a Christian, I may wonder why somebody should marry 4. But it makes sense to a Muslim. Me that I'm a Christian, there are also principles that the Bible teaches me to abide by. If you want to go the common sense way, I always tell them, look, you can't mix Islam and Christianity and still want to go the common sense way. No. Whatever activity
they have given you what common sense.
If you have common sense, you want to go the common sense way, just go to the court, register. That way you know that the 1992 Constitution is your manual for marriage. But once you decide to identify with a religion, you can't pick and choose. That is one. And 2, we all know there's problems associated with single parenting. Some have turned out well, but that is more of exception than the norm. You get it? So
single parenting is difficult.
It is very difficult.
People who come from single parent homes
the impact on
problems.
Kids. Some have been able, like I said, have been able to be successful. But you see, the impact on kids, let's not downplay it. That is why I was a bit hesitant but since you brought it up.
Juxtapose this to what Pastor Mensa Otabil said.
This week has been a marriage week.
Be bold and marry. Yeah. I mean, you are doing boyfriend, girlfriend, you are doing things that married people want to do. Why are you hiding and doing things under sumacy? Be bold. Yeah. Go and get married. You don't have to have everything before you get married. You see, that's also another thing that a lot of people have all kinds of views on. You know, they say you as a man, you are bringing someone into your life, and so you have to be capable of taking care of a woman, and so you need to wait and get a certain amount of money or have a certain substantial source of income, or maybe build a house or have bought a car or something before you get married. You know, the women too, a lot of them are looking for a man who already has all of these things before they get married.
Oh, not all the women.
And then there are those who also believe that, hey, Charlie, we are building together, so let's get married. When we get married, the blessings will come, and then it's easier for us to solve problems if we are together. So we don't need to wait to have everything before we get married. So there are those schools of thought. What about that?
Yeah.
Do you have to have everything before you get married?
That's why
or once you are, like Pastor Mensa Otabil is saying, you are boyfriend, girlfriend, you realize that this is the woman that I want to be with. Just go to the court.
That everything is subjective. That's why I started by saying you need to assess your situation.
Yeah.
If you can't feed yourself, it will be reckless on your part to go for somebody's hand in marriage. That is reckless.
Yeah.
So but it depends. When it comes to being financially sufficient, somebody will say, I need to have 2 cars before I can declare myself financially. I need to have. So that one, it depends on your own situation. So if you and your partner decide that, look, we can live together and nobody will hear, we won't go and beg for food, we won't go and beg for money. That may be your own definition of I've arrived. So that is why I don't want people to. I want people to assess their own situation and make those decisions for themselves. I mean, it's
assess your own situation.
It is that.
But you okay. Okay.
But remember that marrying the wife of thy youth.
Yes. Like the Bible says,
of thy youth, also, it's a wonderful thing.
It's a wonderful thing,
and that's why I'm saying
that you are speaking from experience.
Don't let anybody deprive you of that joy. You.
I can see that you are speaking from experience.
So there's no one size fit for all.
Exactly.
Right. And I've always maintained this: to each his own, to each her own. The fact that Pastor Mensa Otabil is telling you
be bold.
To be bold doesn't mean go and subject somebody's daughter to the worst form of experience ever in her life. You are not ready. See, there must be some basic.
What constitutes being ready?
You must have a place to lay your head. Is that not basic?
You should be able
Can you marry somebody's daughter?
You should be able to feed yourself. Feed a woman.
And
have provision for
emergencies.
So if there's a child, I'm staying in my father's house.
You have no right whatsoever.
It's a place to lay my head.
No, you're not getting
in my father's house.
You see, if your woman, if your woman is
in my father's house,
listen, if your woman is comfortable living with you and your parents, why not?
Okay.
But chances are, and we've had those problems. We've been around for a while. We know how those relationships come with complications. Right. But we know some others that have been beautiful. Your wife relate to your mother like a daughter and a mother. It happens, right? But out of 10, how many? So you just have to pray that if it's just 1%, that 1% is yours. you get it. You see, because they say as you make your bed, so you lay on it. The point we're making is that, first of all, don't swallow what Pastor Mensa Otabil is saying, hook, line, and sinker. Being bold means you should have a means of getting married. Some have listened to those bold advices, and we are today talking about over 500,000 divorces.
Just go to the.
These are on record. There are many divorces that are not on record. Over 500,000.
And it's because they don't understand each other.
Some of them were bolder as they were told.
But they married under the wrong, for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's even subjective.
They marry for the wrong
reasons.
There
are people who think that marriage will be a means out of poverty. I don't dispute that. I don't dispute that. There are many people who
think card for some.
Exactly. Who think marriage is a beauty contest.
So they marry rich men.
Yes, marriage is some survive, some don't. It's a choice.
The reason why people decide on settling with a particular partner varies.
Yes.
And everybody and their motive for getting into marriage. That's why, like we are all saying, there's no one size fits all. You can't
But aren't there generic things?
No, see, there are people who think that I don't want my daughters to be ugly. So then I'll go for a woman who will ensure that my daughters are beautiful. There are some who even think about the complexion of their children. They tell you that where we live, the darker you are, the more difficult it is for you to break through. They tell you that. I'm sure you've heard that.
So they want fair people.
Exactly. And they don't want to go using chemicals for bleaching. So they will settle on a partner whose complexion will balance out.
I'm sure Lantam is fixated on a certain metric that determines whether somebody is right.
I
think the basic metric is that when you go for a list, as a man, if you go for a list, you should ask yourself if you can afford the things on the marriage list. That is the starting point.
So if you can afford it, then
that's the starting point. The other things are, but for me, I think that
because there are people who preach, like, it's like there's a certain generic thing. Okay, I mean, if you're a man, like you said, and you have a place to lay your head, and you have a steady source of income coming every month, even if it's not much, but it's something that you can, it's manageable, and you can take care of yourself. Then I mean, it's okay for you to get married.
That I agree.
Right? That's what some people say. That's the basic thing.
That's my method.
And as a woman, as a woman, I mean, if you are of age and you also have, something doing, or even if
for
you
the
don't
woman, you just have to be of age, my brother.
If you're of age,
you just have to be of age.
Even if you don't have anything doing, and your man, has an income which can take care of the two of you.
That's okay.
You should.
You don't have anything doing. It means you need to have sense.
No, sense that you need to have to manage the home.
Yeah, to manage the home.
And the resources that come. So at least come with your sense.
Come with your sense. But you see,
sense.
a lot of the ladies nowadays also feel as if you should have something doing. Like
we men, we feel like the ladies should have something doing.
No, but some of the ladies also believe that, well, I don't want to go in and be dependent on my husband all
that
the time.
That's why we are saying that everybody should decide
so
based on their situation. If you're a woman and you think that you want to, quote and unquote, maybe I'm using loosely, you want to be so independent in your marriage for which reason you don't want your husband to provide everything, and you want to wait till you're able to provide something before getting to marry. Beautiful. That is your situation. You get it.
But you see, chances are you are going to the marriage with a boxing glove. So marriage is not fight. It's not Maslow's theory, right? It's not Lombroso. It's that. So I want to be independent, right? Because I want to be independent, I want to make everything on my own before I get into marriage. My sister.
But two heads are better than one, right?
Exactly. So go in there with a very loose head in parentheses, right?
They say the two
to make it together.
So you are solving problems together because you are now partners.
One person I respect a lot who counseled me when I was about getting married said exactly what IB said, that it's a dynamic institution. It's a dynamic institution. If you go with that mindset that okay, I want it this way, I won't adjust. You are bound to fail.
Oh yes,
you are bound to fail.
You don't have to be so
rigid.
Set.
So above all, something, ask yourself: can I compromise?
If
somebody uses the washroom and doesn't close the WC,
how much will you flare up? And what will you say?
If somebody eats and doesn't wash the dish.
So that squeezes the toothpaste
in a certain way
until you are ready to accommodate another human being who sometimes you barely know, because some people date for 2 years. If you are 25 and you've dated 2 years, how long have you known the person?
2 years is too long, my brother. Some do 6 months. 1 year.
So ask yourself, how far can I go to accommodate somebody that I barely know?
So on that score, how long should you date somebody before you get married?
To each one.
That's also subjective. You can date somebody. I know of marriages 7 years dating. They didn't last.
But some say you shouldn't date more than 2 years.
That's also
because
they have their reasons.
Familiarity sets in, and when familiarity sets in, you begin to really notice all the reasons why you don't want to get married to the person, and eventually ends.
You better know it outside than inside.
So some also say that is good. Some also say that is good. So you have to date for a long time.
Yeah, you better know it outside than inside.
I don't argue on the earlier point Lantam raises that when you get so familiar, for example, Georgina is dating IB. Virginia has dated IB for 3 years. Knows all of IB's flaws. At the point, all Georgina sees are your flaws.
That's the point.
Then Georgina becomes so somewhere and decides to move to Lantam. After 6 weeks, she will enjoy the first one. She realize that Lantam is not too different from.
I get you.
But you see, in all of this, up there, you should be matured enough to be discerning, or you should be discerning enough to understand these things. Anyway,
so it's but still, Lantam, marry.
Lantam,
because that's the conversation.
Lantam, we'll give him 1 year. If it doesn't matter, we'll bring the woman. We'll go for the list.
We'll go for the list and pay. We'll pay only.
Why you people on my case?
We just have
I have to take my time.
Yeah, that's right.
You understand?
That's true.
I have to take my time and find the right person.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the picture of somebody who was waiting for Mr. Right and ended up becoming campaign.
Don't worry. God will bring me the right person.
Inshallah, that one to happen.
The right person.
And very soon.
You people want me to follow you, eh?
Yeah, of course.
But it's marriage sweet. They say marriage is sweet. Is it sweet?
Yes, it is. We don't want to depress you. So,
it's fine. But for me, that question, all I can say about that question, whether marriage is sweet or not, is it is nice to have somebody on the other side of the door when you get home
who shares your problems with you.
It's nice to know that there's somebody on the other side of the door. When you open the door, there's another human being.
So waiting for when I enter my room, there's nobody there.
How do we know if
you carry your problems alone? Imagine sometimes you have to call your mother, and then you see, instead of your mother attending to the problems of your father, you are sharing your mother with your father. That's not fair. You get it? So your mother should be attending to your father's problems at this stage, and then somebody attends.
One of the fixes that I don't want to make a mistake, right?
Oh yeah, I get you.
I have four sisters, right?
You are interesting.
All of them married.
Oh wow.
My parents have been married for 41 years.
That's the book.
My parents, Mr. and Mrs. Papanko, they've been married for 41 good years, right?
Yeah.
And growing up, I saw what it was like. I saw them together. I saw them do a lot of things together. I saw them go through problems together, and all of that. And it was a very beautiful thing, for me. So from my eldest sister, who has been married for, I've forgotten the number of years that she's been married, but she has 3 children now. To the second born, who is also married with 4 children now. To the third born, who is also married with 2 children now. And then my backborn. Right, I'm the 4th born. So my little sister, who comes after me, she's also married now. She also has her baby now, and all of them are very nice. All of them, don't have any issues.
Beautiful picture.
Their marriages so far have been strong, have been resilient. We've not heard of any issues or any regret. So I don't want to be the exception to the rule.
That's why whenever they call
I don't want to make
whenever they call the first conversation, when are you getting married?
So they shouldn't rush me, because if your parents have been married for 41 years and all your sisters have been successfully married, and all of that, you don't want to be the one to go and marry and challenge.
But that's the reason why you should marry. They have the template. They have the template.
So I don't want to make a mistake.
Use their template.
I don't want to make a mistake.
You just ask them to WhatsApp you their template. It works.
You see, because I'm the only guy, so I don't want to make a mistake. So I want to make sure that when I'm marrying right.
You are right. And it will happen. It will happen.
There's this book that I read by Darky Ward-Mills. The title is Beauty, and he made a fantastic point that when no matter who you decide to marry, you find somebody who is so
much perfect than
you get it.
But there's always someone more beautiful.
But the whole point is that if you go for an event and you are served food, sometimes the quantity of your rice may be less compared to that of another person. But sometimes your meat may be bigger than the person. So you just need to be content with
what you have.
So listeners are asking you to marry.
They
are sending me messages. Plenty. They say you should marry. No problem. We'll marry.
When Lantam is getting married, a famous association will be there.
Somebody is saying that. Tell Lantam that a girl is listening and asking herself, hey, so I'm not the right person for him.
You are going to have a very long weekend of explanation. I think you have to do.
Let's go into the newspapers now.
I will not be bold to say some things if I was afraid of saying some things.
That's true. That's true. It
is what it is. It is what it is.
The peripes.
Let's get to the Daily Graphic newspaper this morning. It is well. It is well. What is Ibadan saying over there?
He said he'll follow you. Don't worry. He's going to say he's following your footsteps.
Don't worry. If your parents have been married for 41 years, you don't want to come and break their record. I mean, you don't want to come and destroy their legacy, right? You have to marry right. Daily Graphic. Ogwaman Hennes celebrates 25-year milestone. Involved chiefs in governance. Osaberima Kwesiata II advocates. So the paramount chief of Ogwa traditional area, Saberima Kwesiata II, has advocated the proper inclusion of chiefs in governance through appropriate legislation to accelerate socio-economic development in communities, right? So I remember that in Dr. Bamia's manifesto, he talked about involving chiefs in governance, giving the chiefs certain powers, to summon, to be able to summon people to their palace.
That's illegal.
That requires major amendment.
But he's saying it's something that he wants to.
That requires major amendment to.
He wants to do, and also be giving the chiefs allowances.
No, for allowances they have been paid. As we speak,
and all that.
It's been paid.
So he wants to involve chiefs a lot.
Yeah. So even national service, there are people who do their national service.
The House of Chiefs and palaces.
But do you think chiefs should be given that power, to be able to summon?
There's a good reason why
we used to do that, right?
There's a good reason
summon you to the chief's palace.
It still happens, but the thing is, they don't have the power.
It's not backed by law.
It's not backed by law, right? They cannot banish you. You imagine, mind you, chiefs are doing politics now. Imagine how many politicians will be banished if chiefs have that constitutional power to do that.
Well, not to banish,
but that's what we're seeking to do. Someone, if you summon a person that doesn't come, what will be the repercussions?
That if a chief if you've done something wrong in the community and a chief summons you, the chief should have the power to compel you to actually come.
Lantam, this is the principle.
Respect for traditional authority, because we're always talking about our chiefs and how we should involve our chiefs and how some chiefs are not doing well and how some chiefs are not able to do anything for their people. What is the role of the chief in the community?
When the chief wrongs you in that regard, where do you go to?
If the chief wrongs you,
applies this law wrongly, you as an individual, where do you go to?
But you should be able to seek redress in the courts.
Where?
In the courts,
Then you should just allow the country. No, my whole point in a democracy, you don't give so much power to an individual
which is not regulated.
First of all, fixed tenure of office.
Or who is not elected.
Who is also not elected. And who
doesn't answer to anybody.
You get it? They answer to themselves.
Yes. If you don't do that,
and then we might as well do away with the chieftain's institution.
You are not getting it. It is there for a purpose.
So what is the purpose?
When you visit a particular place, what do you do? You go to the chief, right?
And so what does the chief? So what is the chief's? If the chief is there, he can't summon.
Nobody's saying the chief cannot summon. If you choose not to show up, right? The powers we are seeking to give the chief should be that the chief should be able to punish you one way or the other. That is left to a particular properly constituted court based on a legal regime.
Not
the chieftaincy institution doesn't have a legal regime. It's not codified.
But the chiefs find.
Do we have lawyers appearing before chiefs and defending their client? This
is a place that even before you go to, you don't go empty-handed.
Yes. No, you don't.
You don't go empty-handed. When you're going to the Supreme Court, do you go with schnapps? Good.
But the Supreme Court, that's the
point. Look, that's the point.
I mean,
the role they are playing now is enough.
It's enough.
What role? So now I want what
the role they play.
It's similar to the role the Queen plays at the
they are
UK.
the custodians of our lands, right? They are able to sell lands. They are able to give lands.
Is that all chiefs are there?
I'm coming. I'm listening, and then you are always jumping only to the land. They are able to settle even marriage issues. If you, so what else do you want the chiefs to do?
So chiefs are there.
Do you know that as we speak, chiefs have become impediment to rape cases being reported to the police? Do you know that? Because they've decided to be arbiters for such cases, which is wrong.
The issue of land guards.
Yes.
The root cause.
I'm talking about right now.
What else should they do that they are not doing?
In our dispensation, in our jurisdiction, what is the essence of a chief of an area?
I'm sure that is
what I want to know.
No,
that is what I want to know.
The question you're asking was
we have a national house of chiefs.
If we're able to answer the question, what's the importance of Asantehene?
I'm not asking about the importance. I'm not asking.
You have answered yourself.
I'm asking a question. You're
not getting me.
I'm trying to ask.
And the listeners who are listening to us, if they
are
able
asking
to
about the importance of Asantehene.
That's the point. He said chiefs.
I said chiefs in general.
That's the point.
I said chiefs in general. Like. Tell me, what is the role that chiefs play in society?
They are the leaders of their communities.
In what sense?
In the sense that they hold the communities together. They are developmental agents. They are able to liaise with governments, and then get development for their.
They are also able to lobby.
They are able to lobby. A chief has made his community the cleanest community in Ghana.
Yeah,
right?
Asinkushia.
You were there.
Yeah,
that is the role of a chief. He doesn't need any law to get him to make his community the cleanest community in the country. So there you have your answer.
So then, what it means is by extent,
So if
you
a
have to
chief-
empower and fear police.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them some of the police powers.
Maybe. So if a chief wants to do cleanup, then he's compelling everybody in the town to do cleanup.
They do.
Have you ever seen a
Yes,
chief?
they do. So what about those who don't do? Shouldn't they suffer some?
When they close shops,
Repercussions.
When they close shop, they'll come and close your shop.
when didn't people comply?
Yeah.
When Asante Henne's mother died,
And they said everybody should
didn't
sleep.
people
Didn't
comply?
people sleep?
Yeah, we all did.
Let's not
Let's
behave
not.
as if as a people we don't respect our chiefs.
Yeah, we do.
First of all, that problem is not there.
Yeah.
Sometimes we try and create problems that are non-existent, and we find some solutions. I don't use useless solutions for them.
But some people ride on it to disrespect chiefs.
How many?
How many?
Some people do that
How many?
to disrespect the
When
chiefs.
Maurice Ampao was invited to the Asantuma Council and he said he won't go.
What happened?
What happened? Because he had a law backing him to say he won't go. So to you, the chiefs will have a law that says, okay, because they invited Maurice Ampao and he didn't come, they have banished him, right? Or they are sending a language to go and play something in front of his house.
We've made
Have
so much progress
We've
in
made
our
progress.
democracy that
We've made progress.
we should be careful. We should be careful we don't set.
You know what that decision has, or his decision not to go, has taught the council? Next time they will not issue fiat that they cannot see through.
Even that one is as Asantuma Council.
Yeah,
Look,
council.
growing up,
Yeah.
I listened to a news conference where Kwesi Pratt,
Yeah.
our own Ken Kranti,
Ken Kranti
were told not to step foot in the
Ashanti
Ashanti region
region.
because of the MB
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
how come
And then
people
they said
just
somebody sat on radio and said there's no king in Ghana.
Yeah.
And just because of that, they say don't come to Ashanti.
Don't come to Ashanti region again.
sometimes if you
I
look
think
at how
That's what you want us to legalize.
I took Kwame Nadazi.
Yes,
sometime
that's
was
what
told
you
not
wanted to
come
legalize.
Ashanti region
Money.
again.
sometimes if you focus on how arbitrarily
Yeah.
they apply
Yeah.
rules at the
Yeah.
chieftaincy level,
Level.
you'll be the last to advocate.
I'm
for
sure I
it.
took Kwame Nadazi has gone to Kumasi many
Oh,
times.
obviously.
These people, they even issue
And
the
they've
fiat.
not
They
even
don't
seen
even have a way of even enforcing it.
That's
I
the
mean,
point.
They will get
And
the
you want
boys
us to have
get the
them-
boys to come and carry you.
I know.
Cape Coast South, open race for NDC MPP, and also engage auditors to ensure electoral integrity. Justice Cordia Opong urges EC. So that's the daily graphic.
The Ghanaian Times this morning. NHIA releases 1 million Ghana cedis for free dialysis payment for 6 healthcare providers. So it means that the only amount left now is another 1 million because the amount of money allocated was 2 million. So we've gone, hey. Then it's okay, they will have to find money somewhere. Because it's supposed to last till the end of the year.
Yeah.
If 1 million out of the 2 million is gone already, it's just 1 million left.
1 million, yeah.
Okay.
We need to buy
They'll
some.
find some money somewhere.
They have to.
KJB district records 2 confirmed dengue fever cases. Noguchi investigates 60 others. Ghana, Kuwait to streamline labor migration to both countries. No, I won't encourage this. If you know the treatment our sisters go through when they move to the Gulf regions to offer domestic services, it's the last thing you want to do to make this official. But anyway, let's see. Maybe that will get them better conditions of service. Let's hope so. Flouting law on sale of unregistered product for supermarkets land in trouble. FDA confiscate pharmaceutical product. How do you say pharmaceutical drugs? Pharmaceutical product, tobacco, food consumables in a soup. Back page.
In it.
Yeah, in a soup.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. So like they delve into the soup.
Yeah. You know when there's banning or nonsense,
Yes.
so that they can take your soup away. If
And then they even take the mortar and the pestle and then they add the soup.
you wonder what crime the soup has committed.
Depending on the amount of ingredients in there and then the fish and then the meat, you say poto pro. That's noise.
disturbing the gods.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, that one the gods here it
You
clearly.
need to buy
Say poto
anti-noise
pro.
cancellation earpiece for the gods.
So, back page regarding land surveyors urge to adopt AI. Okay, and but they've been deploying AI since the devices they use and the measurement they take and the calibrations it's AI. But of course, they want them to use advanced AI. Yeah, we behave like artificial intelligence is something that is.
They could take over the world in future and
Yeah,
destroy
no,
us.
we've been deploying
have
the
you
same,
seen?
so-
Have you seen Terminator? Have you watched the Terminator?
Those days, yes.
Have you watched iRobots?
Yeah.
That is what people are afraid AI can become. It take over the human race.
No problem.
People are beginning to send me messages.
Yeah, they say you should marry. No problem.
Marry.
Yeah.
What is that?
You're going to have a very long weekend.
Very, very long weekend. Ghana Health Service will establish 2 more research centers in Savannah, Western North region. That's it for the Ghanaian time.
All right, the Daily Statesman is what I have. NDC in confusion ahead of manifesto launch. You can get the details on page 2 of the newspaper. And Information Minister launches 3rd cohort of MCEP, and MCEP stands for Media Capacity Enhancement Program. Ekufuado opens UDS at 25, promise building, and also NHIA invests 1.5 million in dialysis treatment since June. Details on page 3 of the newspaper, and 400 new jobs from drip project in Upper East region. Back page of the Daily Statesman, Leicester City edge closer to 8 million Jordan Ayew sign. We understand that deal has been sealed. Now, and also GFA remembers Agogo. Do you remember Agogo? At the point people were taking their children to, I think they were lodging at Fiesta Royale.
Yeah, they were going to dash him a wife.
Yeah.
I think they should do the same thing to Lantam.
Yeah. That's a good one.
What is that?
See, one day after morning show, we see people at the reception with their daughters.
Please. I'm going to.
Please, if you have a beautiful daughter,
I'm going to the seminar.
Bring her to. Should I mention our office?
No.
I'm going to
mention his car number when you see me.
I'm going to the Catholic seminary.
That's a good one. Though.
Yeah, I'll become a priest.
I'm down with the Daily Statesman.
Insight newspaper. No community mining, no vote on Tokrom chiefs and residents renew demand. Multi-million city beach resort and housing project threatened by illegal sand winning at Bengano, Old Ningo. Historic Ghanaian medical doctor develops first ever robotics surgeon that operates without the use of human hands. Wow. Yeah, okay. Rising tension as US starts another round of war games in Korean Peninsula. And Ada boiling over Songo Lagoon. So that's also there on the Insight newspaper. Yeah.
Okay, so the Herald this morning. ECOWAS chooses dirty and undiplomatic language to run from 2024 violent election prediction. Suleiman Abraham's Media Foundation caught in mischief. And I'm sure you might have seen a statement from ECOWAS saying that, yes, its mission and the content of its report is meant for presidents of member states and it's not meant for publication. And indeed, there is no report of its fact-finding mission or its visit to Ghana that predicts violence, right? So ECOWAS has issued that statement, and the story was published by the Herald. So the Herald is set back, saying that in that statement, ECOWAS chose dirty and undiplomatic language. Again, ECOWAS pre-election fact-finding mission to Ghana draft report. So when you go to the page 7 of the Herald newspaper today, the paper has reproduced the report based on which it did a story about ECOWAS predicting violence for the December 7 elections here in Ghana. So the report is there. You can find it and then read. And then he also says IDEC boss also foresees violence at 2024 elections, says military intervention is real if ... NHIA pays over 1.5 million Ghana cedis under free dialysis program, and Cocoa Board loses credibility for syndicated loan from foreign banks despite interest of 8% from 1.5% in 2016. Police accused of aiding encroachment against court order and judgment. That is it for the Herald this morning.
The Daily Post, $134 million judgment debt. Trafigura takes over Ghana's regional house in London over default. Also, Trafigura judgment debt. Government terminated GPGC contract over family feud, according to John Jenapo. And Education Ministry under fire over unpaid tablets and delayed BECE marking. YX says it's not true, but yesterday the minority insists that that is the case. So we wait and see. I'm done with it.
All right. The new weekend crusading guide. NDC breaks in cold sweat over Baumia's bold solutions. Makes last-minute amendments to manifesto ahead of Saturday launch. Opare-Jan loses father. Condolences to the family. Tontokrom residents threaten December polls boycott. Chants no community mining, no vote. Media capacity enhancement program. Ministry of Information launches third cohort. Drip to create 400 jobs in the Upper East region. That's according to minister. Disaster looms in Tema West. Burst cesspit seeps sewage into rooms in Community 2 BBC area. And market women for Baumia seizes Dodowa for NPP. Breaks NDC monopoly. So that's the new crusading guide, the new weekend crusading guide.
The Chronicle this morning. Ghana is on the right path. Baumia and Napo should be given the chance to lead. Nana Ekuako Sapon is saying NPA dismisses cheating allegations in cylinder recirculation model. Health crisis looms in Tema Community 2 following sewage collapse. And third cohort of media capacity enhancement program launched. And quotation for this morning, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. So says the Lord.
Yeah.
All right. The Daily Searchlight Iyoko boss honored for exceptional leadership and transformation at Iyoko comes with a beautiful photograph. She's actually smiling of Mami Tiwa. Adodankwa.
Yeah.
All right. Tribalism at Bost. Workers decry importing tribal festivities into the office, and also new broadcasting law before cabinet for approval, according to Information Minister. Bernard Owusu elected chairman of TUC.
I've got the Daily Dispatch finally for me, and it says NDC's manifesto launch tomorrow. Changes being made to counter NPP's manifesto. NPP MP for Agona West to contest as an independent parliamentary candidate. 19 independent presidential candidates to contest 2024 elections. That's a question that has been put there. 19 independent presidential candidates. There are a lot of independent presidential candidates popping up all over the place.
Yeah. Lanta, you know Kofi Ima, right?
Kofi Ima has just sent me a text.
Yeah, it's a friend.
Oh, he's a friend. Yeah.
Ask you to marry, no? Kofi Ima, your message has been conveyed. Originally, I conveyed the message without mentioning your name.
Good morning to Kofi Ima.
Yeah, your classmate. I mean, when it comes to lectures, catch one of your mates and then tie him.
Catch. They are giving you 2 months.
Why
you don't see a woman who put your social media handles.
Why you people? Why?
Today, this morning, you blow yourself.
Why?
Courtesy Nana Mama Brown.
Why? Nana Mama Brown says 40. I'm not 40. I'm not 40. But what exactly did Nana Mama Brown say? Because she was on Starr Chat, right?
Yeah.
She was talking to Bolare yesterday.
Yeah.
And she was saying that as a man,
yeah,
wait till you are 40.
Yeah.
They say life begins at 40. Yeah? So wait till you are 40.
No problem.
Before you marry.
Life expectancy in Ghana.
If you're a woman,
the life is beginning at 40. Take into consideration.
So let's listen to the comment which has brought so much controversy. Let's listen to it.
I always tell people, that me after 35.
What are you saying? That you will not consider marriage before 35? Really?
After 40 or probably 45.
You are setting the standard.
But me no be awo. Meaning say many issue they making. But look, the principle of life, mistake na ye no. Oni obi wo ba akosia enya hwe.
But you are a Christian, you know that is not right. You have to be married.
But Bible honemra so on e wiase mra so akwani nkonhia so wo ho.
No, but if you are saying you are being deliberate.
Nyankopon hu se waboni pa e be go through into the boni free tato e de my be. Obanie, you know say you can afford food for oban, but oban be kwa bontin. I'm obi the fried rice na nada. Do you understand what I say? Intino edru baby a Bible church ne unya akwara no nya Emma se auto sans of you a otumi shed.
Internet so the tin ye into the Bible akwankyere ene nkyerɛkyerɛ na.
Nti sɛ
oba ware nyane de.
Sa sɛ what ebiso ana onim na enso enka nkyerem sɛ wan ye nkola no we've not done anything like that. O ma me be hwewa your bibia na enso Joe boy bia or they say like be school nti be fall in love with attitude ni nyoma bi na wakodi nachi.
You advise ladies now, if knowing what you know now, to get married after 35.
Think of marriage after 35 or get married after 35. Wow. Do you know why?
Tell us.
What I have gone through, no, I was happy that every man that I went through, no, young bomi to you, young woman sikai, young bomi in prime, I'm a many back one channel because life now you go through, you'll be an yama many papa nenet na.
You've gone through abuse.
Wow. And you'll be an nya. O maame no papa tenase na umdi nyame suro sa ka ho no asa adwene education ho e de wanyini into there are a lot of people are like me going through what I went through o maame etu kwan o papa ewu o maame woni o maame nua nete ono nana nete one no wofa one ne anti they go through that into no sa koda no one hwe ya he or she would do a lot of things, end up in prison, give birth 3, 4, 5, a whole lot.
And society gets to judge them.
So Nana Mama Brown there, Nana Mama Brown, Empress, Nana Mama Brown on Star Chat.
Yeah, she said many things,
yesterday,
including the fact that she felt Nigerians at the point disrespected us, and that's why she never acts in Nigerian movies. She mentioned that. Yeah.
How did they disrespect us?
Oh, I think so the hype we give Nigerian acts in Ghana, she feels it's not reciprocated. Nigerian acts do not get that much projected.
We hype them here.
Exactly.
But in Ghana, they don't hype us like that over there.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
No, I think it is. For that, he's right.
No, but there are certain Ghanaian actors that Nigerians love.
And it cuts across,
not
just actors. It relates to the music industry as well.
Van Vika.
I don't think it's entirely.
Oh no! In
all of those
even
people,
at the point,
even
VVIP was operating.
Oh yeah.
Even TikTok,
TikTok in Nigeria. Even Sarkodie now is big in Nigeria, and all of that.
The numbers
anyway,
are not
no, it's just that we don't know. But it's just that you see, we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot. Yeah, but we don't have a lot. But Nigeria, they have a huge population, right? So I mean, it's.
The states may not even know you.
It is what it is. So you bring back the interview, the conversation on Star Chat.
We'll bring back the Star Chat interview between Nana Mama Brown and Bola Ray. You're still listening to the Morning Star with Emmanuel Biko and Ibrahima Hassan and Lantan Papanko on Star 103.5 FM. Let's go online. On starfm.com.gh, Chief of Achim Tafo reports CRIG to Baumia over job discrimination against natives. Equip yourself for every angle of your work, Mac Brown advises. Motherhood changed my life, according to Nana Mama Brown. Nana Mama Brown's journey to stardom, from deportation to destiny. Goldfields Ghana appeals to GRA to reinstate $2 million tax of newly constructed TNA Sports Stadium. So that's all there on starfm.com. DKB says that marriage is not a cure for fornication. Yes.
There are many people who have farms and still have gardens. Yes,
marriage is not a cure for fornication, and it is true.
Yeah.
If you are a promiscuous person, it is not marriage that is going to change unless there's a renewal of your mind.
Yeah.
You realize that what you are doing is nonsense, and you need to stop the nonsense, and you change. Otherwise, you don't say, "Oh, when I get married, I'll stop." You won't stop.
You won't stop.
You continue doing the nonsense.
You're right. Sitting issue. Election 2024, we are still engaging political parties on presidential debate. That's according to the IEA. NDC is the only party with outstanding intellectual capacity, Otokuno. NPP ready for 2024 IEA presidential debate, Kodua Frimpong. Election 2024, we are hopeful NDC will sign Peace Pact, Peace Council. The state owes us 7.1 billion Ghana cedis. Indum insists. Goyle for oil policy prevented fuel shortages. Boss MD. Bimbila, I won't go independent. Disqualified MPP parliamentary aspirant. I'm told Cynthia Mamle Morrison is going independent.
Really?
The Agona Central seat is gone. If she goes, because we have A+, also going independent. And the last time I saw him engage in any public activity there, the crowd was quite scary. Let me put it that way.
There was a lot of support for A+.
Yeah. So for
Cynthia Morrison
the sitting MP to say she's going independent. Whoa. Then either the seat goes to A+ or it goes to NDC. Yeah.
Wow.
I done with City.
Yeah, just one more. MPP to engage Cynthia Morrison over her decision to go independent. Yes, so that's the story. Yeah, so that's it. I'm done.
No,
and Starlink is coming. Yeah.
I just wanted to chip in something about our seeming obsession with the Peace Pact. Where is that one coming from?
Yeah, it doesn't change.
So, like, you see, this is a document that has no legal backing.
If
you sign it and you go contrary to it,
inclined to side with the NDC's position on the reason why they don't want to sign the Peace Pact? Because they believe that the Peace Pact that they are going to sign is just a document. It's not legally binding. It is not a guarantee for peace. It really doesn't mean anything to them because previously they've signed peace pacts. They said they've signed peace pacts in the past and still violence has broken out in other elections and all of that. So it doesn't really mean anything. They are making some 6 demands. They are making some 6 demands, including getting the Attorney General involved, including the President making a certain declaration, and a host of other things. The reason why they don't want to sign a peace pact. But the critical question is, if they sign the peace pact right now, if there's going to be violence, will it prevent the violence?
To what effect?
That's the question.
I think we are so much fixated on optics.
Yeah.
So
why aren't we dealing with the let's deal with the fundamental problems which can result in violence in the elections, right? That's what we need to really look at dealing with, right?
Yeah. So the peace pact is
symbolic.
Yeah.
It's symbolic, but then it's also very necessary to send a signal. To your base, right?
So that we are committed to
But why
peace.
do you think NDC says it's not signing? It's for a purpose, right? NDC's argument is that 8 people died in 2020 after the party has signed a peace pact.
And
nothing has happened to the perpetrators, right? Nobody's even standing.
Everybody went to sleep 4 years.
Exactly.
Years on.
Yeah.
4 years on.
Like the peace enterprise.
I want to tell you that I cannot be peaceful in the face of 8 people dying and not getting justice. So it is to send you a signal that, hey, there's something wrong. So yes, that's the essence. If NDC signs a peace pact, it means that tell your base that we are going to be peaceful, all right? And then we can also guarantee that the other side will also be peaceful. Everything will go as we have determined. So it's just a decision to send a message.
We like optics too much. I mean, we like optics too much. Let's do the necessary things. Let's do them and let's be agencies. They should be unbiased.
The election security task force should be up and doing.
That's the most important thing,
and everybody should be on the same page. Just make sure that the
Look,
violence
even for the
doesn't
peace
break out.
pact, if a chairman of a party signs a document, and IB is my brother, and election day you come for IB. I obviously defend IB.
Obviously,
I'm not going to say
because I signed
you are signing Accra. So you touch my brother, I may touch you.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that is the right thing.
No, I get it. No, of course, no. You defend your brother. So that one is all about defense. It's all about defense. See, let's get the processes to be as we all expect the processes to be. Right?
You lose.
Yes, you lose. And the point I'm making about this year's elections is that we keep all the time we keep saying this election is like nada blah 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 blah. See, people will queue, they will go and vote, they will drop ballot papers into a ballot box. After it's all said and done, those ballot boxes will be emptied, sorting will be done, right? Counting will be done, and then declaration will be made at the polling station. Election results will be announced, right? There will be collation, right? In between is where the problem is, especially from the 7 a.m. to the 5 p.m. And then now, from 2020, we know there's another layer. What happens at the constituency collation centers?
So now there's original. Now we have another layer. That's the regional collation.
But I think much more crucial.
No, but I mean,
the
regional collation centers.
The regional receives from the constituency.
I don't think the regional collation center is even
especially for the parliamentary.
I agree with you.
I don't think it's necessary. It's not necessary. It's useless. It's useless. The regional collation center is useless. I mean, we are doing constituency by constituency. So do at the constituency level. Or even let's get it from the polling stations, because look, if you're able to compile everything from the polling station, you clearly able to get a result.
That's the point.
Constituency, maybe it's okay. Constituency coalition, but regional, no.
Yeah, constituency coalition is crucial because of the parliamentary elections. In 2020, we were all witnesses to what happened in certain constituencies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the reports that came from there, including Techiman South, that resulted in death. Right? What we don't want to repeat itself is exactly that. So results should be declared at the polling stations and then transmitted to the coalition centers, tabulated, collated, and declared. There should be no stories of, recounting, the lights went out. By the time the lights came back, they had sacked everybody. Charlie. The military had taken over.
We had those stories. Anyway, you're still listening to the Morning Star at 7:40 a.m. We'll take a short break, our first break here. When we return, there's still a whole lot more coming up for you on the Morning Star. It's a nice Friday morning. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back.